Hello, and welcome to the McTaggart Attack podcast. I'm Kevin McTaggart, and this is episode 120. It'll be Trivial Nonsense Friday for April 26th, 2019. How is everybody doing today? I really want someone just to respond. That would be hilarious if I say that. Love the new music. Do you like? I've had people talk about how they like the music and stuff like that. So that's cool. I do like doing the podcast through the Podbean app now, instead of voice memos and then import it onto the Podbean app. It's a lot easier that way. So that's cool. So it's Trivial Nonsense Friday. I'm Kevin McTaggart. I'm a stand-up comedian from Vermont. And I have a podcast where I give my thoughts and opinions on things. I talk about whatever's making me angry or making me happy or whatever. I do about 3 episodes a week right now. It'll probably just be 2 usually. I might keep doing 3. I don't know. I do one on Wednesdays called What's Pissing You Off Wednesday. And then lately, for the past few Fridays, I've done Trivial Nonsense Friday, because I've been told that I rant about trivial nonsense. So I thought, oh my God, what a great name for a podcast episode. So that's where that came about. And that's what this episode is Trivial Nonsense Friday. And on Mondays, for the next couple weeks, for about 4 more weeks, this coming Monday will be WTF GOT, What the Fuck Game of Thrones, where I give my thoughts on the episode of Game of Thrones that just happened the night before. To be honest, I'm really dreading what's going to happen in the Battle of Winterfell this coming weekend. I'm going to cry like a baby. I just have a feeling I'm going to cry like a baby. Something bad things are happening. People will die. People will get upset if nothing happens. I will laugh my ass off if this isn't the battle episode. If this is just leading up to the battle. I don't know. But why am I talking about the Game of Thrones episode? That's Monday's episode. That's just, like me, I'm just rambling about stuff right now. What is on my mind this week? There have been a few things that pissed me off this week that I've found annoying. And I want to talk about it. I want to talk about them. One thing, on Monday at work, I sit in the cubicle, and there are people in offices across from me, and they're not in my department. They're in another department. And on Monday, one of them was on a conference call, and they had the speakerphone on. And they're talking. And they have another person in the office talking on the phone and just yelling into the speakerphone. And their speakerphone person is yelling back. And they're just talking. And the door's open. And I can hear the whole fucking thing. And I even have my goddamn headphones on. And these people won't have the decency to close the door. Close the door. You're not that important. Nobody cares about your conversation. Nobody wants to hear your conversation. Close the fucking door. And you're probably asking, Kevin, why don't you tell them? Why don't you ask them to close the door? I shouldn't have to. I should not have to ask them. Why must I remind people to have common sense? Common sense is apparently a thing that you have or you don't have. These people apparently lack common sense or common decency. That when you're on a conference call and you're on speakerphone, close the door so no one hears you. It's just obnoxious. Really fucking obnoxious. So that was Monday. And, well, late Monday, there was a flyer that went up at work about there was going to be a taco truck at work on Tuesday for lunch. And, like, the flyer in big letters said 12:30. I'm like, oh, great, 12:30, that's fine. I can deal with that. Because I usually go to lunch at 11:30. And I do go to lunch at 11:30 because I'm a creature of habit. Like, everyone's a creature of habit. So I go to lunch when my body tells me that I'm starving. Because that's how it works. So, on Tuesday, I get to work, and the taco truck, the taco trailer, for a more specific term, is already parked in the parking lot. And it's parked in 2 parking spaces that me and my coworker usually park in. This is not a good first impression that the taco trailer truck thing is making. Okay? I kind of wanted tacos, and then I see the taco trailer truck there, and I'm thinking maybe I don't want tacos after all. But I've heard about this taco trailer truck before, and I've heard some good reviews, so I'm like, I wanted to try it out for myself. So I went for my walk at like 11:30, and I walked back, and I noticed that there's already a line at the taco trailer truck. I'm like, did they start early? What the fuck is this all about? And I went and complained to my coworkers, and turns out there was a private party at 11:30, and it was open to the general public at 12:30. I'm like, oh. So I went out around 12:30, and there was already a huge line there, and I was waiting there for 5 minutes, and I already had my lunch break, hadn't really eaten yet, 'cause I was waiting to have a taco, but I guess I just must have planned it wrong, and I was already too hungry, and I would have had to wait in line and then place my order and then wait 5 or 10 more minutes for my damn taco. This just didn't seem worth it to me, so I went back inside. So needless to say, I did not get a taco on Taco Tuesday. Maybe what I need to do next time is go to lunch at whenever the fuck the taco truck is supposed to show up. If it does come back. I don't even know if it's coming back. It's just frustrating. Been a lot of frustrating. I don't know. I've been in a good mood the past almost 2 weeks since I quit drinking. I was depressed a little bit for the first couple days. I had fits of depression. Like, I felt depressed a little bit. And I've been fine since I read that book, This Naked Mind. Great book if you want to quit drinking, by the way. by Annie Grace. You can listen to it. It's the first audiobook I ever listened to, and it will not be the last. Oh my god, audiobooks are like podcasts. Like the McTaggart Attack podcast, wherever the fuck you listen to podcasts. Yes, I'm shamelessly plugging myself. Why? Because it's my podcast, dumbass. But I had some anxiety, or I was a little pissed off this afternoon when I got into the Vermont Comedy Club this evening. Just people rubbed me the wrong way, not physically, but just the way they talk just rubbed me the wrong way. Maybe I was already in a bad mood leading into it. I don't know. I thought I was in a good mood. I've been in a good mood for the last it's about 12 days now since I quit drinking. And I've been in a good mood, and I'm not sure I want to talk about this, but I want to talk about this. And I might get in trouble for talking about this, but I'm going to talk about this. So last week, I went there to the comedy club for the open mic. And the way it works is it's an honor system, you know. First to show up gets to put their name on the list first, you know, honor system. And there were a lot of, and I did that, and they were all males. They're all men, mostly, that showed up. Like there usually is. And there are a few female comedians. There aren't as many as there used to be. And there are two that usually show up, but they showed up later than usual for whatever reason. So they got there, you know, later than they usually do. And so they wouldn't have actually made it onto the list of 15 people. Because that's all they have, because they have an improv show at like 8:30. And God forbid, improv starts late. Oh, I'm getting snarky right now. So one of the owners of the club, she comes in and she sees that it's all men lined up, and she notices that, you know, there won't be any women that actually make the list, and she was not happy about this. So she got on the microphone before the show started and said that everybody's going to get 3 minutes so that everybody can get, you know, time instead of the 4 minutes that we usually get. And that's fine. It's just someone else brought this question up to me. Like, if it was all women, would she have been upset? Would she have changed it? No, she wouldn't have. Listen, I'm all for feminism. I'm all for everyone being treated equally. So everyone should be treated equally. If you don't show up on time for an open mic, then them's the rules. But they're the owners of the club, so they can do whatever they want. And that is fine. And I'm fine with the fact that it's a 3-minute open mic now. It's okay. I'll probably still go when I can. It turns out I can't go for the next couple of months because I'm in a golf league on Wednesday nights. So I'll probably just end up going to the Manchester open mic because that starts later than the Vermont Comedy Club open mic. But like, it just sort of bothered me that this happened, because it just, I mean, I understand that they did it so the women would get on the list, but I just feel like this would not have happened. This would not have happened if it was reversed. And I talked to a few other people, and they agreed with me. It's just, I get it, but everyone should be treated equally. Who cares what the gender is of the open mic list? Who cares? But this is not like a public forum. It's a privately owned comedy club. So it's not my place. I can complain about it, and that's fine. I'll still go to the open mic when I can. I just think people who claim to be feminists, I don't think they know what feminism means. Or I think they want everyone to be treated equally, yet they're acting like the gender or the people who oppress them in the first place. And that just doesn't make sense to me. If you want to be treated equally, we should all be treated equally. Why should we care what gender is in the list or not? It's not a gender issue. It's a tardiness issue. And if I've offended anyone with this, let me know. And we can talk about it. I'm just saying, I'm just voicing my concern. It just sort of rubbed me the wrong way. Because, it bugs me. I've failed to make it onto the list before. Because I didn't show up on time. So I didn't, so I would do the overflow list, which was all right. But it's just frustrating to me that no one helped me out. It just doesn't seem fair. It's just aggravating. But I would hope that things change. We'll see what happens, but I just felt a little slighted. I don't want to drive an hour and a half for 3 minutes. For 3 minutes of stage time. That's not how I don't want to have to do that. Not for that open mic anyway, because they treat that more of like a hobby type thing. Then they don't pick anyone from the open mics based on how they do at the open mic to pick them for shows. So it's really fucking pointless to go to that open mic anyway. It's pretty fucking pointless to go to most open mics anyway. I guess to hone your craft, but I don't know. I think open mics are good for people who want to start off. But then maybe you reach a point where open mics aren't that big a deal. Or the point of the open mic changes to go for networking purposes. So you can try to get on shows at other places. So open mics are good. Not necessarily for practicing. But for more experienced comedians, it's probably better to just get to know people, get to meet other comedians, and they'll pick you to do shows, What the fuck else do I want to talk about? I don't know. The NFL draft is coming up, or is happening. As of this recording, day 2 of the NFL draft is happening. Because I'm putting this out on Friday, of course. And I'm not a fan of mock drafts. I think mock drafts are fucking stupid. I mean, because that's what happens. These experts, these alleged experts, will come up with mock drafts of what they think teams will do, where they think they will draft players, and stuff like that. And it's just stupid. The only draft that counts is the actual draft. I don't know who the fuck was drafted last night. Because I didn't record, because I recorded this on Wednesday night, okay? So yeah, mock drafts are stupid. Another thing that pissed me off about the open mic tonight at the comedy club is there was a host, and she was all right. She did a good job. I'm not discrediting her because of her gender. I'm just discrediting the fact that she's not she obviously had never hosted the open mic before. Maybe she has. I don't know. But like, I didn't know it was my turn. Because she apparently screwed up. And I was like the second person up. But apparently she didn't see my name or anything like that. So I had to go up there. I killed it, of course, because that's how I roll. But I mean, it was just a perfect ending to an open mic that I won't be able to go to until September because of Golf League. Maybe I will just end the podcast at this. I've been pretty snarky and talked about some pretty personal stuff, sort of, in this podcast. What else do I need to get off my chest right now? Is there anything else that I should just talk about to say? Yeah, like that. Not a fan of mock drafts. People who don't know how to use fucking speakerphones, or don't have the common decency to close the fucking door. Taco trucks can go to hell. Taco trucks are sketchy. Seriously, taco trucks are fucking sketchy. I don't want to have a taco that comes out of a trailer. That being said, if it does show up at work again, I will try for it. I have to have it at least once, right? As sketchy as I think it sounds, I have to have it at least once. So, anything else I wanted to fucking talk about before I put this all together and wrap it up? I don't know. I'm not sure what the fuck I want to talk about to end this podcast. This is a terrible way to end a podcast, by just wondering what the fuck am I going to talk about. Maybe what I'll do is I'll hit pause for now, and I'll wrap it up sometime Thursday afternoon, and then publish this on Friday morning. Why did I do it again? God damn it. I did this last time that I paused it and pressed the music. Oh, damn it. That's not what I wanted to fucking do. For 2 episodes in a row now, I've paused it and then unpaused it to finish a thought, only to have the music start up again. So, I suck at podcasting. There are 2 things that I wanted to discuss, that 2 other issues I wanted to bring up. I saw something, I didn't read the article completely, but something about how Bernie Sanders thinks people in prison should be allowed to vote. I don't think they should. I don't think it. Listen, if you're a felon and you're currently in prison, and you're in prison when there's going to be an election day, when you're in prison, you lose all of your rights. All right? All of your human rights. If you're in prison, because you become property of the state or the federal government or whatever type of prison you're in. So you do not have the right to vote if you're currently imprisoned at the time of an election day. Okay? Should not be allowed to vote. I'm sorry. That's just I don't agree with Bernie Sanders on this. If you're a felon who's not in prison, then yeah, you should get your rights back and be allowed to vote. But if you're in prison, if you're currently the property, because that's what it is, you're the property of the state. You're not a human, you're not a human being. I mean, you're a human being, but you don't have any rights. You lose your rights when you go in prison. Because you don't have to control over anything when you're in prison. Because it's prison. So one thing you definitely shouldn't be allowed to do is vote. So I don't know why Bernie said that. I completely disagree with him on this topic. One more thing before I end the podcast today that I wanted to talk about and get off my chest. The Avengers movie is out this weekend. It's already out. It came out on Thursday. I know people that watched it on Thursday. And there's been a campaign all week from Marvel saying, don't spoil Endgame. And it just makes me think, makes me wonder, what was it? About a month ago, they came out with this trailer for the new Spider-Man movie. And in the Spider-Man movie, you see Spider-Man and Nick Fury. See Spider-Man and Nick Fury. Two characters that were vanished when Thanos snapped his fingers in Infinity War. So apparently they come back. So it's pretty hypocritical of Marvel to tell people not to spoil Endgame when they've already spoiled Endgame. Alright? Don't be fucking hypocrites, Disney. But of course, that's not gonna fucking matter to anyone, because you're all slaves to the Disney conspiracy. Conglomerate thing. Disney can do no wrong. What the fuck ever. That being said, I'm gonna go see Endgame. Probably this weekend if I can, because I don't want it to get spoiled for me. Because hell, God forbid you spoil Endgame, even though Marvel already did. Alright, well that's enough for this week's Trivial Nonsense Friday. I have more things. I always have things that make me mad, but I don't want to drag this on forever. If you have any complaints with anything that I've said, or you have a contention with anything I said, please email me at mctaggartattack@gmail.com. mctaggartattack@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook. You can find the McTaggart Attack Podcast Facebook page, or my Twitter account at KevMcT, or you can say it to my face, motherfucker. And that's the bottom line. If you smell what the McTaggart Attack Podcast is cooking.